there are ways that infidelity could be a indicator that something else has triggered a right that you may pursue, like a fiduciary duty. The example would be excessive gambling, or if you are paying for a girlfriend on the side. Those are things that can get addressed with the court. But if you go to the court, especially in the context of custody and visitation, and just cry to the court about these very legitimate and not cool things that have occurred, it could hurt you. The court could find that you may be, and it's fact dependent, but that you may be the person that is maybe now trying to keep a child away because you're upset, or trying to prevent that contact from happening. So, I mean, in some, yes, there are situations where it may be somewhat relevant. Generally, no, at least as it relates to the fact that California is a no-fault state. But for specifics regarding your case, or if you are concerned that maybe there is a breach of a fiduciary duty, or there is a concern with a new significant other that should be addressed with the court, and you want to give Kristen or I a call, or any of our custody queens, please feel free to do so, because this is the kind of stuff that Kristen and I do day in and day out. This is our bread and butter, and this is really what we know best. So give us a call to get through those specifics.
Yeah, and it is something that should be analyzed on every case. More often than not, Sam and I would say, okay, let's put that in our back pocket. I always tell my client that if that is going on, you should enroll yourself in therapy. I'm a huge therapy proponent. I think, your mental health probably needs a little healing at that point. And, this happens to men and women. I can't tell you how many times on both sides. But, a little pro tip is don't put anything in writing when you're angry, when you're emotional, and ever talking about like an affair in connection with withholding the kids, like you're never going to see your kids again. I can tell you that would actually be detrimental to your case. So when you're angry, you're upset, you're emotional, put the phone away. It's like when you need to shop and you got to get that purge out, you fill up your cart and then you leave it there.
Messages will be used against you in court.
1,000.
They will. And you need to, especially if you think it's headed there, you need to be aware of that, even if they're older text messages. And so just be careful with what you put in writing. That's great.
Always. Yeah. Always. And ask yourself, you got Sam and Kristen on your shoulders. How does this help me and how does this hurt me? And it might feel so good to get that text out, but send it to maybe your bestie, and just get it out, or just write it, but don't send it.
Sometimes I clients too is like, you need to take a 24, unless it's time sensitive, you need to take a 24-hour cooling down. Okay. You need to really think about, is this going to give you the result that you want? Or is this going to increase conflict and cause you to continue to have to do this, especially in a custody case? A lot of times it sucks, honestly, but you kind of have to be the bigger person, and you have to kind of let a lot of stuff slide, because if you don't, trust me, you will end up in court, and the money that you would like to spend on your children is going to end up in litigation.
Yeah, and then you're just giving the other side more fuel to the fire. You might have really, really good facts. If we're looking at the analysis, you might be the parent on paper. It would be a no-brainer to have primary custody. But now, because we're looking retaliatory and we're looking like we're abusive, and maybe a restraining order is filed at some point, all we're doing is giving that other side a better argument and a better showing in court. So yeah, how does this help you? How does this hurt you? Take the 24-hour break. Love that one. At my kids' soccer club, they actually have a 48-hour eating period, and I violated a few times. I am a recovering 48-hour consistent player now, and I didn't get it initially. I did not get it. I was like, no, I want to talk about it now. Like, it might be after a game and you're not happy with your kid playing time or something. But I will say, over the last 5 years, I have evolved immensely, for anyone watching this that actually knows me. But I understand the premise behind it now, because then you get to objectively say, okay, is this something I should really address with the court? And do I need to address it with the other side? If so, how can I craft it in a way that doesn't make me look like a crazy, vindictive other party? Or was it just a complete emotional response to finding out something that was absolutely gut? And we have so much more to come on all of this stuff, but that is something that Sam and I deal with many times a week. And we don't want to sound rude or like we are not empathetic. It's just, I know how valuable everyone's time and money is, and so does Sam. And our job is to educate our client. This is your life. This is your journey. We're giving you the tools to make the best decisions, but don't pay for an attorney if you're going to do things to sabotage your case. All right. On that note, please hit like and subscribe. And if you want to go follow us on our other channel, we are the Custody Queens Off the Clock. And we talk about true crime and all of the crazy issues that are going on, specifically in California right now with all these cases. And we have weekly updates on Koberger and Baby Emmanuel and all of these cases that are in our backyard right now, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, I agree. But it's a lot of fun. So go join that channel or watch that channel, and we'll see you guys